Hi Raphael, hi everyone. Thanks for joining this podcast, Raphael. I'm really happy to have you here because you inspired a lot what we are building at Naano. So thanks a lot for that. And for people who don't know and don't have the story behind that, I was one of the first micro creators you onboarded in your company, in your actual company you work with. So thanks for that, and thanks for joining this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and we will let everyone know the story behind Nano.
Okay, great. Yeah. The goal is to talk more about you and your actual company. I mean, the company you are working on actually. So, can you present yourself? What's your beginning? What would be something you want to share in a few words? Your story, so everyone can know.
Yeah, so I'm Raph. I'm 25 today, and I run growth at Pletor, which is a software that enable companies and especially e-commerce and retail team to build
Mm-hmm.
their what we call the creative infrastructure. So it's basically to enable all the people inside the marketing team, which are CMO, paid media, creative director, motion designer, like anyone that make image and video to scale their production and to publish everything. I mean, all their catalog at scale. So I'm doing that since last summer. Pletor raised 2 million before last summer's, and today we have make growth motion every weeks. And one of the first thing I've done when we got there, since we are in a creative space, has been to make a creator program in which you were on board, and where we help people to grow their personal brand with beautiful assets they make on Pletor and share to the world. So happy to go beyond all that today.
Okay, nice to have all the context. And yeah, that's the present moment. So you're working at Plato at the moment, but how does it start when you were hired because you have a lot of skills on social media. You master LinkedIn, you master Instagram, you master TikTok. So that's your real skill. How does this skill started? And yeah, can you explain it?
Yeah, so I finished my studies last year during the summer, and during these studies, I've created a first company which was called Slingshot. It was an anonymous Gen Z salary sharing platform.
Mhm.
So the way to acquire customers, especially which was students and young graduates, was mainly with social media on LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok. So basically, I start posting myself on that, um, and we went until 70k users on it, almost 10k salaries shared. And at the end of the studies, we decided to sell this company to a French media group. And at this time, I was like, okay, I don't want to go in a corporate job. I don't want also to start again another company because I didn't really know what to do at this time. So Pletor was the perfect mix between both because I joined as the first growth employee. And when you talk about growth, usually, especially for B2B SaaS startup or a young company, it usually means three things, which you must be very good at, or at least good in one of them. First one is content. So this is a skill I had because during my first company, the main acquisition of users and salaries and companies on board were through content. Second thing was to master is sales. So I had experience in my last internship. I did fundraising. I did sales for a young fintech also during a Series A. So this is something I practice a lot during my studies. So this is the number two skill you must have to work in growth, actually, and to master, to scale a company from zero and to get your first 100 users. And the last one, which is a job that has been invented by Clay, I think, is what is called the GTM engineer. So it's like also automation and the growth flow that run by itself without you. So you don't need actually to even to make content and sales. It's being sold by itself. I was not very good at this. Today I'm okay, but I'm still not excellent. So I really try to master content, sales. The CEO handles the GTM part, and all that together, it has led to what Pletor is today, almost 1 year later. And this is how I got inside growth, how I got inside user acquisition and revenue mostly.
Okay, nice. That's insane. And how many users do you have at Pletor? So you went from zero to how many creators in how many users in how many months, and maybe how many revenue?
Yeah, so in last September, so it's 9 months ago, we were almost at zero users. And
Okay.
today we have above 1,000 users and we have above 100 corporate deal. So it's mostly users that have big catalog that need to produce at scale in a reputable way. So let's say, for example, you take a fashion brand that need to shoot her entire new catalog every season for winter, for summer, for spring. Today with AI, they will be able to create all these on Pletor.
Mhm.
And we have on board many agencies and big fashion brands, furniture brands, cosmetic brands, like everyone that has big catalog. Today, I think we are almost at 1,500 users, individual. Uh, I mean, there's team inside them. And this is how much we did in 9 months, actually.
Okay, nice. And what's your current ICP? Is it as you told me, uh, like huge companies that want to scale their production, or is it also a lot of like individuals that want just to make some images or videos just to test it, or just to test their social media for, I don't know, $20 per month? What's your current ICP?
Yeah. So there's different stuff actually to think about, especially in last September when we were at zero. First, you have to think: are you playing a B2B or B2C game?
Hmm.
On our side, we are in a very competitive space, which is with actors like Xfield, which is the most mainstream. You also have Arcades, Weavy, Flora, Imagine Art, Kive. I mean, you have thousands of actors, so you have to think about what game are you playing. First, Xfield is already a very big consumer tool, and without their funding, without their team, it's very hard to compete actually on that and on every social media. So we decided to focus on a very thin, let's say, ICP,
A niche?
which is
Yeah.
yeah niche. I was searching for a word, but a very tiny niche, which is mostly e-commerce, retail team, and now we have to think, and I really recommend that to early stage startup to think about that first, and then which channel to target. Because at the beginning you think, oh, I need to publish on every social media and I need to be everywhere. That's right. You need to be everywhere, but at the beginning, you cannot be unfocused about that. So us on our side, we decided to move on LinkedIn mostly and try to 10x this distribution on LinkedIn. So it started by
Mhm.
ourselves to make content like founder-led content on LinkedIn, and after how you 10x this work, so you can produce more, which is you can post every day if you want. But the best way today is to run creator program, which I did. You were the first one onboarded. So everything you make, which is production, take, let's say, 80% of your time, and distribution, if it's only you posting, it's 20% of your time, let's say. So we need to reduce and increase, increase and decrease this balance by, we produce 50% of the work, and the other 50 we give it to all the creators that love the product, that love the team, love the direction we take, and it help the company to amplify its message through small creators. And also, we decided to move on LinkedIn because the buyers, which are B2B, which are big catalog, are all on LinkedIn. And also, since we are in a very creative space, the more you show beautiful stuff, the more people tend to buy. So on LinkedIn, there is actually less competition on that than on other channels. So this is how we grew and why we decided to make this move.
Yeah, I totally remember so you give me a lot of advice when I started on LinkedIn to promote Pletor, and I remember that's one of the biggest move and something really important you were teaching me is that 20% of the success of the post is on the hook and 80% is on the visual. So the visual and the image take a huge role. And with a video, with a workflow, and your input, your output, it makes a lot of sense, and then the audience automatically engage with your post because you bring a lot of value. So yeah, I remember that. Really interesting, and yeah, you started a lot with LinkedIn. And I saw that you started to scale also on Instagram and TikTok. Is it something that was a good deal for you? Is it working a lot, or is it a lot of noise and not that much conversion? How does
Yeah.
it work?
So yeah, at the beginning, we only start through LinkedIn. Um, because the way to grow on LinkedIn, whether you have 100 followers or 10,000 followers, is the same way. You make lead magnets, you will grow. We don't care about your follower count.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram, it's something a bit different because first, when you have 100 followers on Instagram, you have very few chance to make a post that make 50K view.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. And so you cannot run the same creator program as LinkedIn. And the second thing, when people have follower on Instagram, they cost way more money than on LinkedIn. And you are not even sure about the return that you will have on their post. Because in our space, let's say you have 20K followers on Instagram, which can be done in a month, actually, in our space at least. It will cost $1,000 for a post. So it's very hard to get a return on that. So me, myself, since it's a very creative space, all our competitors are on Instagram. And also, last thing I forget to say is that on Instagram, it's way longer to create a 30 seconds video than on LinkedIn. Because you need to talk, you need to record, you need to show your face. On LinkedIn, you only need to show the final output visual. On Instagram, you cannot do that. So it takes more time, it costs more money, and it's harder to engage people and to get a direct return on investment. So that's why we didn't move this fast on Instagram. I did it by myself, so because I love to create content on Instagram. Actually, it's my favorite social media, I would say. And I wanted to know what worked in our niche, make us known on Instagram because all the competition is there also. And finally, it's a personal brand because it's my own account, and this is it's an active. No, it's an asset. It's an asset that I build for the future, and it will never leave unless I get banned. But it's not supposed to be removed. So I think this is the best way to grow your personal brand also, but it just take more time. Me on my side, to get from 0 to 500 followers, it took 2 months, but then it took 2 months to no, it took 1 month to go from 500 followers to 20K followers. So you see, you have a potential scale which is way higher than LinkedIn, but it takes more time, more effort, and maybe more money. I mean, often more money. So that's two different play. And today you see I'm 50K followers in 7 months approximately. It's a bit less than 10K follower a month, but it's a great way to grow and to get your tool known. But to run a creator program, UGC, it's way harder, longer, and costs more money. I hope it's clear. I talk a lot, but that's how I see the market on this space.
Yeah, that's totally clear. Everything is perfect on your explanation. Just one thing, you talk about like the personal branding for your account. I saw that you started a lot of different LinkedIn, no, not LinkedIn, but Instagram accounts. You launched Raphael Guilhem. So there is a lot of nickname. Could you like
Yeah,
is it for your account, or is it something that Pletor own because you're talking about their product?
yeah,
Is it still your account, or is it the possession
yeah, yeah.
of Pletor?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain what all the accounts are about. A lot of them got banned since, because
Okay.
I blew up too much with not warm account. I It grew too fast, basically,
Hmm.
and that's why I was saying that it's an asset that you build for your personal brand, because it's an account I launched before to get at Pletor, which is my personal email. I mean, it's just a personal account. So I can, if I leave tomorrow, I have no problem to leave from that. Um, the thing is that today I get targeted on my side a lot by SaaS companies that want me to promote their tool. So the thing is that, especially on Instagram, when you run a creator program like on LinkedIn, there is a big churn, because creators that are not engaged as much with pay-per posts, they are going to leave for the competition. Me, since I'm employed at Pletor, I only post for them, and I don't post for competition, but it's my personal account. So I was like, okay, you cannot really run a creator program on Instagram because they leave for the competition. Otherwise, you have to pay $1,000 a post to make people talk about you. So the perfect solutions was to build AI UGC account. So I launched less than 10 accounts recently, which make short face and UGC about the product. And it's not easy because it takes time to run that, but actually they don't churn and they don't move to the competition. So this is my account. This is why I create different accounts, because they stay under our scope. We remain proprietary. No, how do
Owner,
you say propriétaire? Owner.
owner.
Yeah, right. And yeah, and so that's why I do that, and that's still the way I think to grow on Instagram today.
Okay, really interesting. And like, how do you deal with all those accounts? Do you have to copy paste the same content? Like, I don't. To be honest, that's insane. I don't know how you can produce that much content. That's your full-time job. That's also the reason why. But I mean, is it a reason to for you to like, is it producing that much content? Is it a way to burn out, or is it how do you deal with that to produce that much content?
No, I don't think so, because it's really a niche that I love on my side.
Okay.
the AI creative space, which is image and video basically, is moving very fast. Every 2 weeks, I mean every weeks even, you have a new model coming out. You always have something to iterate on it, on your content. So it's always the same content, but with the new trends, with what's coming out on the market. So it's basically easy, I would say, in this space to create content because you never have no idea to what can I create this week, which was on the company I created during my studies. I was always like, damn, what can I do today? What can I publish tomorrow? I was always lacking of idea. So this is not the case in this space. And then every Friday I spend around 1 hour with the CEO on what are we going to create next week and why it's going to
Mm-hmm.
work. And every time we think about this process, it's how we can scale that. So basically, how you can duplicate the content you have made. So again, how can you go from 80% of production to 50% of production and go from 20% distribution to 50% distribution? So it's like, okay, the content you produce, you are going to give it to your creator, you are going to give it to your AI UGC farm, and it's only small parts to cut or to change. And this is the process we're already trying to think about. And every time you produce a piece of content, you must think, okay, I need to be able to give it to 100% if I have them in my network so they can post it and do almost nothing. And the counterbalance is, again, what I said, build your personal brand or an account from 0 to 50K follower is the best asset you can build as an employee or even as an entrepreneur. So in both sides, you only have value or upside, positive upside. So that's why I highly encourage everyone because last summer I was around 5 to 10K followers on LinkedIn. Today I'm 40K, and on Instagram 6 months ago I was at 0. Today I'm 50K. So even if I'm an employee, tomorrow if I leave, that's the best asset I've built under 6 months. So you are only
Mm-hmm.
6 months away from, let's say, buying your not liberty, but buying your exit to your job, or buying your Saas to grow anything you publish today or create.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Are you the producer of the LinkedIn videos that your CEO published, or he produced his content himself?
No, we do each we each have on parts. It's just that on the Friday we have a small meeting where we say, okay, you are going to do that, and same for me. And when we have a winning post, again, it's how you 10x that. So basically, if I have a winning post, then the week after, he is going to republish this exact same post. So, and today we are pretty quick to make LinkedIn posts. It actually doesn't take much time. I would say in 1 hour, between making the visual, between making the cut and writing the text, it's very, very quick, which was not the case before. But we have a motion since 9 months, which make us very good at shipping content.
Okay, nice. Okay, another question for you. Someone in front of you ask you, Raphael, you are the king of distribution on social media. I have a couple of questions. I want to scale and distribute and really flood social media with my companies. Where should I start, and what should I do to grow from 0 to 1 million AR to I don't know, in 1 year? What should I do to do this?
Yeah. Um, so that's the question I've asked myself 1 year ago when I joined Pletor, almost. So it was like, okay, how do you even get started? because making the first 100 users, making from 0 to 10K MRR in most SaaS is way harder than building from 10K to 100K MRR. I think, in my opinion, it depends the type of SaaS. I know you went faster than that on the 0 to 10K, but in most SaaS, especially in our space, this is not the case. What I highly recommend is to focus on only one social media, one channel where your ICP is. So in most B2B SaaS, your ICP is on LinkedIn, way more than Instagram, way more than TikTok. And I highly recommend people in this space to go all in on LinkedIn. And this is what we did. And you need to create a motion that is repeatable at scale. From that, I explained, I inspire myself a lot from Jedi. Some people know him on LinkedIn. He is behind many launch on X or social media. And the motion is very simple. It's so for example, let's say Xfeed, they ship lunch every day. Us, on our side, we launch every 2 weeks. So a launch is basically, okay, today we are introducing the first AI creative brain, which is something we did today. Today, we are introducing a new fundraising. We are introducing a new feature. We are introducing a new coming in the company. Every time you need to create a new reason to launch on your product. This launch, let's say it's every week, is going to be a lead magnet. So lead magnet is simply comment to receive a free resources that have value for your ICP. Then this lead magnet, you are going to give it to 100 creators, which is like me on my side, I call that small creators, that are going to do lead magnet against. Then you keep going on the loop, which is B2B influencer that I call is basically marketing, influence marketing, which are bigger creators that are paid $1,000 for a post, let's say, for example. And then every time that one of your creators blow up on social media organically, you are going to pay, it's not called ad, but you just boost their post. And this motion, if you do it perfectly on one social media platform, and you are very good at this social media platform, you are going to scale from 0 to 1 million ARR very easily. I mean, not very easily, but it's going to be a motion that will be way easier than the usual path to create.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, LinkedIn is the best platform to do that. And once you are very good on LinkedIn, you can scale that on X, on Instagram, and so on. And finally, I would say the more you give value to your ICP, but it's work for every niche. I think a lot of entrepreneurs are not doing that good enough. It's giving free assets. Like Ormozy would say, you give the more value possible, whether it's on YouTube or LinkedIn or X. And what actually costs is the implementation cost. So us, this is something we do a lot. Every time someone sign up, every time someone take a call, book a call from our free value assets, basically, you are going to make a sales call. So we grew from 0 to 10K MRR by doing sales because they receive a free resources from us. So that's actually the real motion we run during 1 year. And that's why also you create Naano. So I'm a big fan.
Okay, and something really interesting and that take a huge role, in my opinion, on this side, on distribution is the product. Some people say product-led growth, some people say creator-led growth. In your opinion, is it relevant and uh, is it still relevant to distribute a product that is not that perfect? Because we recommend a lot people to just launch their SaaS before having the perfect product.
Um,
for Pletor, it's quite easy because the product is insane, of course. It's really easy to promote it because there is a lot of colors. So there is the
Visual.
illustration is really easy because there is a lot of content regarding that. Do you think that it's part? Do you think that product is part of the distribution, or does it take a role in your opinion?
Yeah, of course. I mean, on our side, product is 70%, I think, of what we bring as revenue, because I think today we are in a prosumer space, so it's basically B2B plus B2C, but the acquisition is made on B2B deals is made from individual users that love the products and they ask their companies to buy from it. So we are in a prosumer space, and you need to make sales. So today it's like product plus sales led growth is, to me, the best way in our space, at least to grow and to close enterprise deal, which we did very well on our side. So the product plays a lot. If you don't have a visual product as we do, you should make some tools that you vibe code that give at least free resources, that give value to your ICP, and then you can connect your product that is not what you share actually inside the lead magnet, in what you send. And finally, the last thing is, yes, you need to launch your SaaS, your product, even if it's not perfect. Us on our side, we only changed the branding 1 month ago. During 8 months, we had the worst branding ever. We still managed to grow from 0 to 1 million ARR like that. The product was sometimes broken. I think it depends a lot on the infrastructure that you create with your dev team, but there's many reasons to not launch, but you should not do it. You should just launch, and you will update it by talking to your users and by making sales on it, even if it's not perfect. It was a lot, and but I hope it was good enough.
Yeah, okay. Okay, interesting. So you promote a lot Pletor, you promote the AI marketing content. The most competitive thing you can promote right now on the startup industry could be the sales. So let's say you have to promote. I want to test your capacity to promote a tool. And the most competitive one could be the sales industry. If you How does it work in your brain? Like, do you think a lot about how you can promote the company before you promote it? Do you ask Claude for a lot of ideas, and then you check and you make you make an A/B testing on that? Like, if you have tomorrow to promote Lemlist
Yeah,
or Salesforce, or I don't know, or Salesforce, whatever, how would you do that?
yeah. So we have a pretty good sales process on our side by doing only 2 people. Here you mentioned companies are already excellent in sales, so I'm not sure I'm able to improve their process, or I mean, it's actually the product they created, so they're already the best at that. But as I said, when you work in growth, you have 3 motion to get started on. The 3 motion is, the first one is content, sales, and GTM automation. We are going to say that most of the case, content is only about inbound on this side, and the GTM engineer side is mostly about outbound. So and these both go together to go on the sales part. Us, on our side, I would say we are almost nowhere on the GTM side. which is, okay, people are going to get to know us through LLM. They are going to get to know us through SEO ranking on the internet. We are not very good at that today, so it's an excellent thing to scale because now this means, okay, we are nowhere there. We can scale to 10 million ARR in the next 2 years pretty easily. And easily. But on the other side, we are excellent in inbound because we have an excellent level on content, which is by me, the CEO, and all the creators that publish about us. So in everything we send to people, I would say around 500 to 1,000 people a day receive free resources from us. So it's huge. People doing outbound, they don't already have this motion on the other side. So it's people that already know us, that already trust us, and people that see us every day. So us on our side, we decided to be excellent in inbound. And on the other side, in September, we have 2 outbound guys, which are going to be BDR or SDR, that will join the company. So we are going to be better at that. Today, we're already excellent at that. Today, our sales process is very simple. Every time and people really try to overcomplicate the GTM motion, to overcomplicate the sales part. It's not that hard. All we have, us on our side, is Claude, Clay, and the connector, which is a Gumloop or a Zapier. We Slack. Every time someone sign up, they're going to be ranked automatically through Clay on tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 leads. So basically, our tier 1 is a big company from e-commerce or retail brands, which have physical product, a big catalog, and need to ship every day. This is big, but this is the main ICP. We are going to be ranked into our Slack automatically. We have a quick enrichment, which is, okay, this person, we are going to get her phone number. We are going to warm call because in most of the use case, it's not someone you cold call. This is someone that, again, thanks to content, receive your free resources, that saw you every day in your feed, and that know you. So it makes the warm call way easier. And even if they don't respond to the phone, you make them in a small automation within Lemlist, for example, where they will be targeted every single weeks, and they will never be left alone until they respond. So this is actually how we process our sales part through inbound. And then you are going in sales call. So a sales call, it's you qualify the person during L1. You don't try to close. You just try to move to round 2. So a second call, and in second call you show your price, the prospect is supposed to be convinced about the value you would give and what you will work on together later, and you try to close on R2 or R3. And so this is how we operate, how we do, why we don't do outbound today, because we are excellent in inbound. So the idea for September is to remain excellent in inbound and to increase outbound on the other side. So we move from 1 million to 10 million ARR.
Okay, your process have different round in the sales part. So what's your average basket to know more? It's 20 or 100. There is different plan, but
Yeah.
I imagine. But what's the current basket you have?
So as I told, in September, we were nowhere. We had no revenue. We were not known inside the space. We had many things to do. So again, from 0 to 10K MRR, I think this is the harder part, because the only things you need to do is to talk to users, to know what they want, why they would buy, and update the product based on that. So from September to November, December, I would say I spent most of my day on this call trying to sell something that costs $19. So I would say we lose money if I spend too much time on a $19 deals that will churn 2 months later. It's basically useless. However, this is how we managed to grow to 10K MRR in 2 months, I would say, like that. Once we knew what people want, what they like, and how to scale from 10K to 100K MRR, I stopped spending sales call under, let's say, $500 a month. So now
Okay.
I only talk to companies. I don't talk to consumer mostly, unless if it's an agency or a potential good user. Unless if they don't spend above $500 a month, and most of our deals now in sales call are between 500 to 3,000 a month, and what you sell actually to these big companies is workflow. They already know the value they will give from that. You sell the implementation of it and the way of how to keep it, create like a content factory at scale during the next 3 months on your own by your side. So this is really what we sell, how much, and how you make your financial projection. It's how you make your financial projection, because you know that if you close, let's say, 4 company on a $2,500 a month, you already went up to 10K MR. And on top of that, you sell, how do you say abonnement?
Subscription.
So, yeah, you sell a subscription that has a 3, 6, 12 months duration. So you have no churn. And actually, we have like less than 1% of churn on every deals that are above 500 today. So you see, this is really the way to grow in a sustainable way, with no churn, with a high revenue, and by being sure to go up to 10K MRR every month.
Okay, nice. Just to go back on the previous subject, which is the AI content that you produce, not through the product, but I mean the AI profiles that you use to manage every day to post on it. Like my question is, how many times a week you publish with this content with these profiles? Do you think that uh, Instagram? We heard a lot about that
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok are a game of volume on distribution. Is it still the case in your opinion? And yeah, how many times you post a week?
Yeah, so on Instagram, again, we are not the best today. We have better competitors in this space that post way more than us, that pay especially way more than us creators from the space. So today, it's mostly me, 4 or 5 creators that we pay every month to post about us, and the AI UGC. Things that I start to grow AI UGC accounts on my phone, which were all linked to my email, my IP, like linked to everything. And
Mhm.
I got banned on one account. All my other accounts got banned because this account, it has 2 days of existence, and it went to 2,000 followers, 500K views in one post on the first one. Actually, it was crazy. I don't know how it was possible. This account got strike, and my account at 50K got strike, and all the others also. So what you need to grow AI UGC account, which I did, is to buy 3 new phones. On each phone, you're going to create 3 different accounts, which are AI UGC, and me, I'm creating like a farm on Pletor, which is okay. One account have one face. The only thing that I do is to change the hook with the chalk face. That's all I'm doing, and it takes time a bit. It's organization, so I also handle through that a Figma where I list, okay, I post that on every account. And today I'm managing 5 AI accounts. And if I have someone in my team, I will ask him to create 5 new accounts and to run all of them. So it's all about how do you make something repeatable and after at scale.
Okay, and so on the volume of posts, how much would you recommend to post each day or each week? 3 videos a day.
Me,
It really depends. The more you publish, the better it is.
on my account, Raph AI, since my job is not to make only content, I only publish once a week, once a day.
Okay. Okay.
So actually, um, I'm just trying to find my motion, which fits the best to me, which is how I never stop to publish content, how I never got bored about doing that, how I'm sure that this is going to blow up. Sometimes it doesn't, but the way is just to find your own motion. The more you post, the better it is. I will not go over 2 to 3 times on the same account at the beginning. But yeah, the thing is to find your right content with the right motion, which blow up, and then keep it very easy on that. People try to overcomplicate. Again, make it easy. And once you have find that for you, how do you make sure to give this playbook to 10 other creators? And that's all growth is about. Make things easy and scale it with 10 and 1,100 people after. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. Really interesting. Just you have probably a lot of success on the growth side. A lot of, I think, SaaS or startup are looking for you in their team. Why did you decided to go on Pletor to join especially this startup? Why did you don't decided in September 2025 to maybe join your own startup, starting your own business? How does it? What was your mindset at this moment?
Yeah. So actually, I had not much experience. I was good in sales, I was good in content, but I had no experience in B2B SaaS really like that. Uh, and actually, I think the real good growth people are young. Like, if you are good in growth and old, so let's say above 30 years old, uh, maybe I'm wrong, but most of them, not everyone, are already having or running their own companies. Because all you need today is to market and make sales. Because anyone, let's say, can build. So actually, I don't see a lot of old people in in companies. Mostly, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but most of them are either in a rocket ship, so like maybe work at Anthropic or ChatGPT, OpenAI in growth, or they have their own companies. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. And a lot of growth people are young. They are eager to work a lot. They want to learn a lot also, and they can ship without stopping. And I think this is the mentality that I had when I joined Pletor because, as I said, I was running a company during studies in the education space, but I got bored with this space. It's not what pays the most. It's pretty hard to get money. So I was at a time where, okay, we sold that for a small amount, but I don't want to work for anyone. I don't want to build something else on my side. I was not feeling really good at the end of it. So Pletor was the perfect mix between both because, okay, we are only 5 in the company. I'm the first employee on the growth side, and I'm able to run whatever I want in the way I want until we get revenue. So it was a perfect mix. And in the last 3 months, we had a small intern, which was 21 years old. It was the best guy I work with almost because he wanted to do so much. He wanted to learn a lot. He was shipping a lot, especially on the content side, which helped me to make other stuff to develop more skills on the GTM side. So it's growth. You don't really need expertise. All you need is to figure out what works, understand the trends, understand the internet, and being able to, I mean, it's not to not sleep, but to never stop, actually. And when you're above 30 years old, I don't see many people doing this much, this fast. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but this is what I think. And I hope at 30 years old, I will run my own things because I got at an excellent level in growth.
Yeah, I agree at some point, but my opinion is not maybe that relevant because I'm not used to spend a lot of time with people that have 30 or 40 years old in the growth industry. So maybe I'm wrong also, but yeah, I think the creativity and the energy that you put into your work at this age take a huge role on
Mm,
distribution because it takes a lot of time. You need a lot of
yeah.
creativity. So yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I definitely agree on that. Okay, and what maybe what's your next objective with Pletor? Is it to stay on the startup? Do you have a plan to I don't know quit leave the Pletor startup, or you want to start your own business? What's your current position on that?
Yeah, there's many things. Of course, something I think a lot. Um, Also, you have advantage when you join an early stage startup, which is basically equity. But this is something you can unlock throughout years if there is also a liquidity event. So this means you have to think about yourself in 4 years. Okay, if a company sells for this amount of money, how much you make as a first employee. So that's the first thing to think about. Me on my side, I'm not sure. I don't know if I will stay 4 years. But I'm very happy that we made from 0 to 1 million ARR pretty fast. To be a small and lean team shipping fast all the time. I'm very happy of that. Of course, growth talents are pretty hard to find because a lot of them create their own companies. So if you are good at that, you will be you will be targeted very easily by other SaaS companies. Me in the creative space, or even with other space in tech, I got target to run the growth uh, because what I did with Pletor. But actually, I'm not really interested about that because I love so much the company today, and also the space, which is insane, moving fast and creating image and video with AI is super fun. And so
Mhm.
that was the two first things. And the last thing is, yeah, I want to create my own startup or making my own stuff at least, whether it's like a real a SaaS, a product, an agency. I think on agency there is many things to do in the creative space based on what I see from our clients, and just make content on my own for SaaS. So this is the most. I think this is the number one option, to be honest, of what I will do in the future after I leave Pletor, but we will see how it goes. Right now, I'm focused on going from 1 to 10 million ARR the fastest way possible. But the day I will leave, I think it will be to make my own stuff or move to the US.
Yeah, just to talk about the agency points, it's something that YC talked about a lot on their previous YC batch, is that they are interesting in
Yeah.
agencies that are absolutely boosted by AI.
And then,
So yeah,
yeah.
something really relevant you mentioned. Okay, really interesting. Thanks for all of this, Raphael. It was insane to have all this value regarding what you built, your advice regarding social media. So it was
Mm.
like really interesting. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for that. If you have something to add to this interview, you can I let you speak if you want.
No, it was. I have only one thing. No, but it was great to having me. Thank you. And the best, Naano. I'm happy that you start the company. Thanks on the creator program we did. I think you run it in an excellent way, and focusing on LinkedIn, I think, is the right move, the right ACP. There is great way to scale what you do. And last things, follow me on Twitter, on X, because I still struggle to manage to grow on Twitter, but I'm trying to spend way more time because most B2B SaaS are there, and I think it's an excellent way to grow your personal brand without the LinkedIn bullshit we can see.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to follow Raphael, we will add all his social media. It's almost 900 pages, but it's okay. No, I'm joking, but yeah, I will
I
let
can.
all your nickname on the description of this video, so you'll have the capacity to follow him. Yeah, you are doing an amazing work. Thanks for your time, and yeah, really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.